Here, Thursday Morning News Watch continues. President Donald Trump could sign an executive order as early as today that would officially dismantle the Department of Education. But what does that mean for incoming college freshmen relying on federal aid? For a closer look, we're joined live on the KCBS Ring Central Newsline by Matt Carpenter, founder of College Aid Pro. Thank you so much for being with us this morning.
Happy to be here.
So how does the Department of Education impact FAFSA?
Well, I mean, look, a lot of it remains to be seen, but we've got some hints, okay, because within 24 hours of the federal layoffs, 50% of the Department of Education being laid off, the FAFSA became inaccessible. It shut down because a lot of those shutdowns were the technical folks, the folks in the supporting role. So they got it back up within 24 hours. But again, I think that's a decent precursor of what we could see downstream, which basically means we have less support at the federal level. So I think we can expect to see some of these impacts and just a lack of accessibility and resources for families going through this process.
And just to be clear, financial aid has not been cut. We're talking about the dispersal of that aid.
That's correct, right? So at the moment, we don't have any reason to believe that for this year, so the graduating class 2025, current seniors in high school, we don't expect any radical shifts in terms of the actual disbursement of parent loans, student loans, and you know the major factors that the federal government plays. But I think from a process standpoint, it's going to be very clunky.
Okay, so for parents and high school students getting ready for graduation in college, what should we be keeping in mind? How should we prepare?
The message here is we have to take ownership. We have to take agency. I think the superpower that, you know, these colleges have and kind of that side of the fence is this creating this blasé attitude for most parents and most students going through this process that just says, you know, we'll figure it out. The government will take care of us. The colleges will take care of us. The message is that we have to take ownership. We have to get ourselves educated. We have to understand, how does this process work? Which colleges are going to give me the most financial aid? If I have to borrow, I have to make sure to shop for loans. On average, only 10% of families actually shop for the best rate, which is a pretty wild statistic to me. And that's telling because I think, you know, there's almost a naive trust that people have in the system. And I hope a silver lining could be, you know what? Nobody's coming to our rescue here. We have to get ourselves educated. We have to be engaged and make great decisions because of us.
Just a follow-up to that, how to best shop for loans?
Yeah, so look, there's no, you know, best place to send folks to, and there's no, you know, kind of perfect resource that I would feel comfortable in recommending. But it's like you would for anything else, right? Just like if you were going to, you know, get a mortgage or buy a home, you would shop around, you would do your homework. Again, there's plenty of resources out there. You know, we'd like to consider ourselves a great resource, but we're not the only show in town either, right? And I think parents just need to, again, and students for that matter, just really take ownership and say, you know what, this is a massive investment. It's an important investment, and I'm going to own it.
And the slowdown in this dispersal of funds, will this have an impact on scholarship offers or tuition rates?
It really shouldn't, right? The colleges are still going to basically conduct business the way that they've conducted business previously. And, you know, although some disbursements for federal funds may be delayed, colleges should be worried about that, not so much parents. As soon as they get approved, they're kind of all set in terms of that money is going to be delivered to the colleges. It's the colleges that might be sweating a little bit if the federal government is a little bit slow in terms of actually dispersing the loans. But in terms of giving aid, in terms of giving scholarships, colleges are basically going to do business as they have done business previously. And I'm not too worried that there's going to be a major shift. As a matter of fact, another silver lining, there's going to be some appropriate dominoes to fall. But if they do, college prices could ultimately come down as a result of some of these ramifications.
Well, that would be a wonderful silver lining. Thank you so much for breaking it down for us. We've been joined on the KCBS Ring Central Newsline by Matt Carpenter. He is the founder of College Aid Pro.